Hello everyone, and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, your guide to a richer and more fulfilling life. What if I told you that the greatest reservoir of strength, the most formidable power you'll ever command, resides within the very landscape of your own mind? Yes, that's right. That, regardless of how vulnerable, how fragile, or how defeated you might currently feel, you possess the innate ability to transform yourself, to sculpt yourself into an individual who is, for all intents and purposes, an unstoppable force. In this sometimes chaotic and bewildering world, one that's overflowing with relentless challenges, unpredictable circumstances, and the ever-present weight of constant pressure, your mental fortitude, your inner resilience, can serve as the singular, defining characteristic that sets you apart from the crowd. This ability to control and condition your mind is something we want to discuss here on Wisdom and Wealth. If this sounds good to you, be sure to like and subscribe to Buddhist doctrine. Today, we're embarking on a journey to unlock the time-tested secrets of how to effectively navigate the treacherous path from feeling utterly powerless and overwhelmed to cultivating an unwavering, unshakable presence in your own life. Drawing upon the profound wisdom of Buddhism, we'll delve deep into the art of transmuting every obstacle, every adversity, into a fertile ground of opportunity, ripe for personal growth and self-discovery. Together, we'll learn to cultivate a resilient mindset, a mental fortress that no challenge, no matter how daunting, can hope to breach or conquer. Prepare yourselves to uncover the boundless potential of your own mind, to harness its untapped power, and to emerge as the unstoppable force you were always destined to be. This isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving, flourishing, and living a life of purpose and profound meaning. The video continues below. If you're learning and want to see more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe to Buddhist doctrine. 1. Understanding mental weakness. The crucial first step on this transformative journey toward becoming mentally strong and emotionally resilient is gaining a deep, nuanced understanding of mental weakness itself. All too often, we mistakenly perceive weakness as an inherent, immutable state of being, a permanent fixture in our lives. However, the truth, as revealed through the lens of Buddhist philosophy, is far more nuanced and empowering. Weakness, in reality, is not a fixed entity but rather a dynamic product of the mind, a transient state shaped by our thoughts and perceptions. In the heart of Buddhist teachings lies the central tenet that your thoughts, the very narratives you weave within your mind, profoundly shape your reality, coloring your experiences and dictating your emotional landscape. Whenever you encounter mental weakness, whether it manifests as crippling self-doubt, paralyzing fear, or pervasive insecurity, it is almost invariably the direct result of a negative mindset, a self-defeating internal dialogue fueled by limiting beliefs. These negative thought patterns act as insidious saboteurs, undermining your confidence and eroding your sense of self-worth. Mental weakness often rears its head when you allow your deepest fears to dictate your decisions, when you cower in the face of life's inevitable trials and tribulations, or when you succumb to the illusion of powerlessness, feeling utterly incapable of navigating the complexities of your own existence. But here's the crucial point to remember: weakness is not a life sentence, not a permanent condition etched in stone. By cultivating a keen awareness of how your mind operates, by observing the intricate mechanisms through which it constructs your unique experience of life, you can begin the transformative process of transmuting weakness into unwavering strength. Through the practice of mindfulness meditation, we can cultivate the ability to observe our thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment, simply acknowledging their presence without getting swept away by their intensity. And it is through this mindful observation that we become acutely aware of the harmful, self-deprecating thoughts that relentlessly chip away at our confidence, those insidious voices that whisper doubts and insecurities in our ears. Understanding mental weakness, therefore, entails acknowledging your thoughts and emotions as they arise, accepting them without resistance, and recognizing that they do not, in any way, define your inherent worth or limit your potential. By recognizing these patterns, by shining the light of awareness on them, you can consciously choose to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, consciously rewriting the narrative of your life. The practice of awareness is the gateway to overcoming mental weakness and stepping into your inner strength. As Buddha said, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Mental weakness is not permanent. It's something that can be transformed with awareness and effort. 2. Embrace adversity, the power of challenges. In the realm of Buddhist philosophy, adversity is not viewed as something to be avoided at all costs, a blight on the landscape of life. Instead, it is embraced as a potent, transformative force, a catalyst for profound personal growth and spiritual evolution. We, as a society, often fall into the trap of perceiving adversity as a debilitating force, something that inherently weakens us, leaving us scarred and diminished. But the truth, as illuminated by the wisdom of Buddhism, is that adversity presents a unique and invaluable opportunity for profound transformation, a chance to emerge from the crucible of experience stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Life, in its inherent nature, is an intricate tapestry woven with threads of both joy and sorrow, success and setbacks. It is a journey inevitably punctuated by challenges, be they in the form of strained relationships, unexpected curveballs, crippling financial struggles, or the deep ache of emotional pain. But it is precisely these experiences, the ones that push us to our limits, that offer the most profound opportunities to develop inner strength, to cultivate the resilience of spirit that will sustain us through life's inevitable storms. When you approach adversity with a Buddhist mindset, you begin to understand that suffering and challenges are not mere obstacles to be overcome or avoided, rather, they are integral components of the path to enlightenment, essential lessons etched into the fabric of our existence. The Buddha himself taught that life is inherently characterized by suffering, but that suffering is not something to be feared or resisted. Instead, it is something to be examined, understood, and ultimately transcended. It's not something to run from, it's something to learn from. The video continues below. Are you getting good advice so far? If you are, be sure to like and subscribe to Buddhist doctrine. When you shift your perspective, consciously choosing to embrace adversity as an integral, unavoidable part of your journey, you begin to transform your mindset from one of victimhood, where you feel helpless and at the mercy of circumstance, to one of empowerment, where you recognize your own capacity to navigate challenges and emerge stronger on the other side. Embracing adversity means refusing to shy away from challenges, refusing to cower in the face of difficulty. Instead of avoiding difficult situations, you learn to confront them head-on, with an open heart and a curious mind, trusting that the experience, however painful, will ultimately contribute to your growth and strengthen your spirit. With each obstacle you overcome, with each challenge you successfully navigate, your confidence in your own ability to handle life's inevitable difficulties deepens and solidifies. You begin to cultivate an unwavering belief in your own resilience, a deep-seated conviction that you are capable of weathering any storm that comes your way. As the Buddha wisely stated, out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. Every challenge you encounter is an opportunity to grow stronger, to become more resilient, to forge a character that is unyielding in the face of adversity. 3. Cultivating mental resilience. Resilience is the remarkable ability to bounce back from difficulties, to recover from setbacks with grace and strength. It stands as one of the most indispensable qualities possessed by a mentally strong and emotionally well-adjusted individual. In the context of Buddhism, resilience transcends the mere act of surviving hardship. It encompasses the transformative process of learning from it, extracting valuable lessons from the experience, and emerging stronger, wiser, and more compassionate as a result. It is the unwavering ability to keep moving forward, to maintain your resolve, even when the path ahead seems shrouded in darkness and the weight of life feels almost unbearable. Resilience does not imply being impervious to the impact of adversity, immune to the sting of pain, or unaffected by the challenges that life throws your way. Rather, it signifies possessing the inner strength to confront those challenges directly, to acknowledge the emotions they evoke, to learn from the lessons they impart, and to continue moving forward with purpose and determination, even when your heart is heavy and your spirit feels weary. Building mental resilience is a process that begins with acceptance, with a radical embrace of the inherent impermanence and uncertainty of life. It involves accepting that life will inevitably present its fair share of ups and downs, that setbacks are not anomalies but rather integral components of the human experience, and that we cannot, despite our best efforts, control every aspect of our lives or prevent all forms of suffering. This acceptance, this willingness to surrender to the flow of life, allows us to navigate the complexities of existence with greater equanimity, with a sense of balance and inner peace that remains undisturbed by the inevitable storms. If you are watching and want to see more content about mental resilience, be sure to like and subscribe to Buddhist doctrine. In Buddhism, the practices of mindfulness and meditation serve as powerful tools for cultivating and strengthening resilience, training the mind to remain grounded, calm, and focused, even in the midst of emotional turmoil. These practices help us to detach from our thoughts and emotions, to observe them without judgment, and to recognize that they are not permanent or defining aspects of our being. When you cultivate resilience, you don't become ensnared by your suffering, you don't allow it to consume you or define you. Instead, you rise above it, you transcend its limitations, and you emerge stronger and more compassionate as a result. Resilience is cultivated through persistent practice, through consistent self-reflection, and through learning to face fear, rejection, and pain without being consumed or overwhelmed by them. With each experience of hardship that you navigate, with each setback that you overcome, your mental strength grows, your resilience deepens, and you become increasingly prepared to face whatever challenges life may present in the future. Mental resilience enables you to view challenges not as threats, not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth, as chances to learn and evolve. Resilience is built through practice, through persistence, and through the cultivation of a positive and hopeful mindset. 4. Developing an unstoppable mindset. To truly become mentally unstoppable, to cultivate a state of unwavering resolve and resilience, you need to develop a mindset that remains unshaken, unyielding, and steadfast in the face of adversity. The Buddhist path, with its emphasis on self-awareness, mindfulness, and compassion, offers invaluable guidance in the cultivation of such a mindset. It teaches us to cultivate patience, to embrace persistence, and to develop self-mastery. These qualities form the cornerstones of an unstoppable mindset, the essential building blocks of a spirit that cannot be broken. A mentally unstoppable person does not succumb to despair after experiencing failure. They don't allow setbacks to define them or diminish their sense of self-worth. Instead, they view every setback as a valuable learning opportunity, a chance to glean wisdom and refine their approach. This empowering mindset stems from a deep and unwavering understanding that life is not about avoiding difficulties or seeking refuge from challenges. Rather, it's about embracing those challenges with courage, clarity, and a resolute commitment to growth. When you approach challenges with unwavering belief in yourself and in your inherent abilities, you become, in essence, invincible. An unstoppable mindset is one that refuses to allow external circumstances to dictate your emotional state or define your sense of self-worth. It is a mindset that empowers you to take control of your own thoughts, to consciously shape your internal dialogue, and to recognize that your thoughts, in turn, create your reality. A key practice in developing this empowering mindset is the regular use of self-affirmations. By consistently affirming your strength, your resilience, and your ability to overcome any obstacle that stands in your path, you begin to internalize these beliefs on a deeper, more profound level. The more you affirm these qualities, the more deeply ingrained they become in your subconscious mind, solidifying your sense of self-efficacy and bolstering your confidence in your ability to navigate challenges. If you're enjoying this content, give Buddhist doctrine a like and subscribe. With time and consistent practice, you'll gradually notice that your responses to adversity become more measured, more considered, and more calm. You'll find yourself reacting with less emotion and more logic, less fear and more courage. Your belief in your own abilities will become rock solid, unshakable by doubt or external pressure. An unstoppable mindset is built on patience, on unwavering belief in yourself, and on relentless persistence. 5. Taking action. No matter how small, Buddhism teaches that action is essential. But it's not just about taking any action. It's about mindful action or action that is both intentional and purposeful. Many times we find ourselves feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or paralyzed by the fear of failure or the enormity of our goals. The more we focus on how difficult the task ahead may seem, the more we hesitate to take the first step. But in Buddhism, there is a profound truth. Action, no matter how small, is one of the most powerful tools for growth and progress. Even the smallest steps can have a big impact over time. When you are feeling mentally overwhelmed or trapped in a cycle of negative thinking, the best way to break free is through action. Taking the first step, however small, sets everything in motion. It could be as simple as making a phone call you've been avoiding, writing down your thoughts to organize them, or setting a tiny achievable goal for the day. These actions might seem insignificant in the moment, but they all move you forward in ways you might not immediately notice. The key here is mindful action, focusing on what you can do in the present moment with the resources available to you. You don't need to solve everything all at once. In fact, trying to do too much too quickly can overwhelm you and cause you to freeze up. Instead, by focusing on one small task at a time, you allow yourself to take things step by step. Every small task you complete gives you a sense of accomplishment and builds the momentum needed to tackle bigger challenges. By committing to daily action, no matter how small, you begin to build a habit of progress. The more you practice this, the more you start to understand that success is not about taking huge leaps, but about making consistent incremental steps every day. Over time, these small actions accumulate and compound, leading to significant progress that you may not have thought possible at first. It's important to remember that even the smallest action can lead to a big change. For instance, if you're trying to get healthier, starting with just a 10-minute walk each day might seem insignificant, but after a few weeks, you'll notice improvements in your energy levels and mindset. Or if you're looking to be more productive, setting aside 10 minutes a day to work on a project can over time add up to hours of focused work. Small actions create momentum, and momentum is the key to moving forward in any aspect of life. When you take small consistent actions, you not only move toward your goals but also rewire your mind to become more proactive and solution-oriented. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or feeling paralyzed by the enormity of a task, you develop a habit of stepping forward regardless of how small the step may be. This mindset shifts you from a place of inaction to a place of empowerment, knowing that every effort counts and that progress is made one small action at a time. When you engage in mindful action, you also develop patience with yourself. You begin to understand that it's okay not to have everything figured out or completed in one go. Life is not a race but a journey where each step, no matter how slow, takes you closer to where you want to be. As you build this habit, you also foster a sense of self-discipline and trust in your ability to navigate challenges, no matter how small they may seem. Over time, you'll notice that small actions repeated consistently start to compound, creating a snowball effect of success. By making steady progress each day, you also boost your self-esteem. You'll recognize that you are capable of handling more than you originally thought. And with each small victory, your belief in yourself will grow stronger. Eventually, the actions that once felt difficult or uncomfortable will become second nature. You will start taking on bigger challenges with confidence, knowing that the habit of consistent action has already proven its power. So remember that no action is too small. Each one plays a vital role in transforming your life and strengthening your mind. When you take one step, you are already closer to the person you want to become. To become mentally strong, it is essential to cultivate compassion for yourself. In Buddhism, self-compassion is one of the most powerful practices for maintaining emotional balance and building inner strength. Often, we are our own harshest critics. We beat ourselves up for mistakes, for not meeting expectations, or for not being where we think we should be in life. But this constant self-criticism weakens us and prevents us from growing. Self-compassion, on the other hand, allows us to accept ourselves fully, flaws and all, and helps us move forward with more kindness and understanding. Buddhism teaches that self-compassion is not about excusing or tolerating negative behavior. It's about acknowledging your imperfections while treating yourself with care and patience. When we practice self-compassion, we stop viewing ourselves as failures when things go wrong. Instead, we see ourselves as human beings who are learning and evolving. Mistakes become opportunities for growth, not reasons to berate ourselves. By being kind to ourselves in times of difficulty, we nurture a sense of emotional resilience that allows us to handle life's challenges more effectively. Practicing self-compassion also means recognizing our worth regardless of our external circumstances. It is easy to tie our self-worth to achievements or validation from others. But Buddhism teaches us that true worth comes from within. You are not defined by your accomplishments, your mistakes, or the opinions of others. You are inherently valuable because you exist. When you cultivate this mindset, you start to feel more grounded and confident in who you are. This self-assurance helps you face challenges with grace, knowing that no matter the outcome, you are enough. Another crucial aspect of self-compassion is forgiving yourself. Everyone makes mistakes, but it's often our inability to forgive ourselves that holds us back. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of letting go of past regrets and learning from them rather than dwelling on them. By forgiving yourself, you free up emotional space to focus on growth, learning, and the present moment. Self-forgiveness creates room for healing, allowing you to move forward without being weighed down by guilt or shame. Self-compassion also teaches us patience. In a world where we are constantly striving for success, it's easy to become frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as we'd like. But by practicing self-compassion, we learn to treat ourselves with the same patience and understanding we would offer a friend. We stop rushing the process and instead allow ourselves the time to grow, learn, and heal. Patience with ourselves is crucial for building mental strength because it helps us face difficulties with a calm and open mind instead of reacting impulsively or harshly. When we are compassionate with ourselves, we also become more resilient in the face of adversity. Instead of seeing challenges as setbacks, we view them as part of the natural process of growth. When you make mistakes, treat yourself as you would a dear friend. Acknowledge the difficulty, learn from it, and move on without shame. This kind of self-love and self-care builds a foundation of strength that allows you to keep moving forward in the face of any obstacle. Self-compassion encourages emotional balance. It helps you regulate your emotions more effectively because you are not caught up in the negative cycles of self-blame or guilt. When you are kind to yourself, you develop a sense of inner peace that enables you to respond to challenges with calmness and clarity. This emotional balance strengthens your ability to make wise decisions and respond with clarity. Self-compassion is a form of self-care that builds mental strength. It's not about avoiding challenges or excusing mistakes. It's about accepting yourself fully with all your flaws and using every experience, good or bad, as a chance to grow. With self-compassion, you start to see that you don't need to be perfect to be strong. You just need to be kind to yourself, trust your ability to grow, and stay patient with the process. When you treat yourself with care and love, you build the inner strength to face any challenge and keep moving forward with confidence. 7. The final shift from feeling weak to becoming unstoppable. The final transformation happens when all the lessons from your journey come together and shift your mindset in a deep way. In Buddhism, transformation is a key teaching. It reminds us that nothing is fixed or permanent. You are not who you were yesterday, and you don't have to stay the same tomorrow. Becoming mentally unstoppable is a journey shaped by your choices, your mindset, and your daily actions. It doesn't happen all at once. But when you bring mindfulness, self-compassion, resilience, and intention into your life, real change begins. Powerful change. When you face your mental challenges honestly and take steps to grow through them, you unlock a quiet, steady power inside you, one you may not have known was there. The ability to face life's challenges with courage, clarity, and calm becomes second nature. You no longer meet difficulties with fear, doubt, or frustration. Instead, you begin to see each challenge as a chance to grow. Another step forward on your journey to becoming stronger. The mindset that once held you back now becomes the energy that moves you forward. Resilience plays a key part in this shift. It's the inner strength that helps you recover from setbacks, learn from mistakes, and stay committed to your long-term goals no matter what obstacles arise. With resilience, setbacks aren't seen as failures anymore, but as valuable lessons. As you continue building this inner strength, your ability to bounce back improves. Your focus shifts from problems to solutions. You stop being overwhelmed by what's hard and start looking for what can be done. The journey from feeling weak to becoming unstoppable also includes developing an unstoppable mindset, a deep belief that you can handle whatever life brings your way. This mindset grows from self-confidence, and that confidence grows every time you take action, even small ones. The more you act with purpose and persistence, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. You begin to see challenges not as threats, but as chances to show your strength. This shift in perspective makes a powerful difference in changing your mindset and your life. Along the way, you also start to understand the importance of patience and trusting the process. In Buddhism, it's often said that everything unfolds in its own time, and trying to rush the journey only brings stress and frustration. You begin to see that real transformation isn't a race. It's a slow, steady process of personal growth. This understanding helps ease the pressure and allows you to be more patient with yourself and with others. When you stop forcing things and let life unfold naturally, you create room for more clarity, creativity, and inner peace. Self-compassion becomes a key part of this process. As you move from feeling weak to becoming unstoppable, you'll face moments of struggle and failure. It's easy to feel discouraged, but it's during these times that being kind to yourself matters most. Self-compassion means recognizing your challenges without harsh judgment, learning from them without blaming yourself, and continuing forward with strength and grace. This kindness helps build your inner resilience and keeps you steady even when things are hard. As you welcome this transformation, you also start to feel more connected to your deeper purpose. In Buddhism, it's believed that each person has their own unique path. As you begin to understand your true nature, your actions start to align with your deeper values. When you're clear about what truly matters to you, you become unstoppable because your energy is focused on purpose, not scattered by outside opinions or pressure. Your steps are guided by clarity and intention, making your journey feel more meaningful and rewarding. The final transformation from weak to unstoppable isn't about being perfect. It's about becoming a more resilient, compassionate, and focused version of yourself. It means building the mental strength to face challenges, recover from setbacks, and keep moving forward with confidence. When you stay committed to this journey, you unlock your true potential and become someone who can't be easily shaken by life's ups and downs. You grow stronger, more focused, and better able to move through life with calm and ease. You'll realize that you're no longer the person who avoids challenges or feels overwhelmed by them. Instead, you become someone who faces every obstacle with strength, clarity, and grace. This is the final shift from feeling weak to becoming truly unstoppable. You're no longer ruled by fear, doubt, or outside circumstances. You become the creator of your path, and nothing can hold you back. Becoming mentally unstoppable isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about building the mindset and resilience to move through them. Through Buddhist wisdom, we learn to face adversity, take steady action, and grow the inner strength to live with calm and confidence. Remember, every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the mentally unstoppable version of yourself you were always meant to become. If you got something out of this video, please take a second and like and subscribe to Buddhist Doctrine. And always remember, your mind is your greatest ally. Nurture it and you'll become truly unstoppable.